One of my most favorite fighters, Paddy, the Baddy Pimblett, has come to social media to talk about his plans for his first two lightweight title defenses. Um, Thinking pretty far ahead, but still, I like it. It shows he's got balls to say what he wants and go for what he wants. He wants to fight Connor, then he wants to fight Ilya. Uh, that then insinuates that he's probably, uh, you know, trying to win the belt against Islam. Beating Islam in a title shot match in a title fight, beating Islam, and then defending his newly won belt against Connor, and then Ilya. Um, like I said, it's pretty far ahead. Paddy I think has like one or two more convincing wins before he can make a solid claim to the lightweight title. And beyond that, it's gonna be a hard night out against a guy like Islam, you know, or even Ilya, or even Armin, So it while it is ballsy and it's entertaining and it's fun to see him say those things, when I really think about it, Paddy has a lot ahead of him. He's got a lot before he can even like seriously think about fighting Connor in a title defense, or Ilya for that matter. Um, he's fighting Michael Chandler. Of course, that's his break. That's his break-in fight into the top. Few into the very tippity top of lightweight. That is his gatekeeper fight, if you will. So if he beats Michael Chandler, he is officially in that top tippity top echelon at lightweight. And then after beating Mike, I believe he only has one more fight in that upper echelon at lightweight to get a shot, whether that's against Armin, whether that's against Gaethje, whether that's against Charles Oliveira. He beats Michael Chandler, he gets a fight against one of those names, and if he gets past them, then he gets a shot at likely Islam. Um, Obviously, I covered the Paddy Pimblett Chandler fight, and I said that I believe Paddy Pimblett's going to win. Paddy Pimblett obviously needs to win. Michael Chandler, he's in this sort of gray area in his career where he's kind of like headed out the door, but not necessarily really mental wise. If Mike Chandler loses to Paddy, he's still in the UFC. Dana White said it publicly that Mike has, been so entertaining and has done so much for the company that he doesn't think they'll ever cut him. So that's great for Mike. Um, but yeah, I just I think Paddy's going to be able to submit him. Paddy is a very very smart, very very dangerous grappler, and Michael Chandler is a very 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 careless fighter. So it's pretty much written in the walls, or written on the walls, that Paddy is going to find a way to submit Mike when Mike makes the most careless decision of the fight. Whether that's charging headfirst into a blast double, or trying to do some sort of fucking backflip wheelbarrow kick, or cartwheel kick or some shit like that. Something crazy athletic but also stupid that he tries to do, and then Paddy's able to maneuver into some triangle choke, or rear naked, or guillotine. Something that Paddy can easily throw together that's going to catch Mike at his worst and sleep him. I think it's obvious. I think it's obviously going to happen. Of course, it's the fight game. Anything can happen. There is the risk of Mike being able to catch Paddy coming into the pocket with a really hard straight punch, or a cross, or something like that, that is able to crack Paddy and sleep him. I just think it's very much less likely than Paddy being able to submit Mike. So yeah, I'm obviously going to go with Paddy the Baddy to submit Michael Chandler. In what round? I want to say round two. I think it's up to Paddy to survive the first round storm that is Michael Chandler. Of course, Mike is going to be gunning for him at the beginning of the fight, just charging in and out with his, you know, overly muscular legs, frog legs, just fucking hopping in and out of the pocket, gunning, looking for a really hard jab or a really hard cross, And it's up to Paddy to try to utilize head movement, um, utilize slipping punches with good technique, just good striking defense. Good solid striking defense. It's up to Paddy to drill on that and to get that know-how ingrained in his memory and in his mind and in his most importantly in his muscle memory for this fight. Is Paddy a great striker? No. Is Paddy a good striker? I want to say no. Is Paddy an okay striker? Yes. I would say Paddy's an okay striker. He's of course more of a ground game specialist. He's a smart grappler. He knows he's a sneaky grappler. That's what is, I think, best about Paddy. He knows how to sneak submissions in. Um, on the feet, when it comes to punching and kicking and striking, Paddy worries me. He always has. Um, you know, didn't wasn't able to do much against a 1,000-year-old uh, Tony Ferguson on the feet. I think he did clip Tony at one point, but any other guy that's like a decent striker, I believe, would be able to crack Tony at that age. So yeah, Paddy does worry me with his striking. It seems weird. It doesn't seem put together, and we start. At certain points, we see these really good grapplers struggle with doing things on the feet. Same thing with Brian Ortega. It's very easy to drop Brian Ortega if you're a good striker. Ask Diego Lopez or Yair Rodriguez. Even though Yair Rodriguez lost to Brian Ortega before Yair was submitted by Ortega, Yair dropped Ortega. I think in the first round, with a kick or punch, something heavy that Yair threw that dropped Ortega. But by some miracle, Ortega was able to hang on and then find a way to get his hands around Yair and bitch him. So overall, it's a ballsy move by Paddy. Letting everybody know your plans. Of course, it is far fetched to say the least because it is this plan is a good amount of time in the future. Like I said, Paddy needs to prove himself 2 more times before he can even look in the direction of a title shot. Once against Chandler and another time against an Armin or a Charles or even a Gaethje maybe. But after that, Paddy will absolutely be next in line. If he beats one of them, he'll be next in line for a title shot against Islam or Ilya. If that fight is made and the winner of that fight, will fight Paddy. Um, Again, I'm a big Paddy fan. I'm a big Paddy the Baddy supporter. I like Paddy. I really, really do. I don't have him winning against Islam or Ilya. You know, it's just the striking. The striking is always lackadaisical. I really want Paddy to win. I would like to see Paddy with the belt more so than I would like to see Ilya or Islam with the belt. But again, at certain points, you got to come to terms with reality, and reality is stating that Paddy does not have any rightful place in stand up with Islam or Ilya. Both Islam and Ilya probably find something early that's going to be able to crack Paddy. You know, sometimes Paddy's able to survive with strikers, but with the top of the top, with the real deal strikers, I think Paddy's going to sleep, 10-1. So again, it's a grandiose plan. Takes a lot of balls to say that in front of the MMA world. I still support Paddy with that plan, and I truly do hope that plan comes to fruition. But as a analyst, as a guy that has to come at these things from a unbiased point of view, just looking at the facts and what reality is likely going to show, Paddy gets clipped by both Islam and Ilya. And Paddy might even be outgunned by a Charles or an Armin. Not a Gaethje, but a Charles or an Armin. I think Paddy can get past a Gaethje or a Chandler. Just not a Charles, Armin, Islam, or Ilya. But at the end of the day, I'm a huge Paddy fan. I love the guy. I wish him well. And I do sincerely hope that he beats every name in lightweight that he faces next. Overall, you let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn the notifications on because YouTube is fucking with my viewership as always. Yes, once again, turn the notifications on. I love you guys. Stay tuned. Turning the notifications on will let you know when my next video is out. And trust me, you gotta know when it's out. Because that's how you stay tuned. That's how you stay in the loop. I love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next.